guys, and welcome to episode 30 of Notable Needlework. I am Kate, Notable Needle, N-O-T-E-A-B-L-E, on Ravelry, on Plurk, and on Twitter. The blog, if you're watching this on iTunes, is at notableneedlework.blogspot.com. And we have a Ravelry group, Notable Needlework Podcast on Ravelry. So come, say hi, introduce yourself, talk amongst yourselves, all that fun stuff. Today was a very slow week in nursing school, so I actually got a lot of knitting done. This may be a longer episode because I have a whole bunch of stuff to show. I will start with finished objects, the most important of which, obviously, is my Camp Loopy shawl, which is huge, and even when I was taking photographs of it for Ravelry and for the Loopy U, I couldn't get all of it into one photograph without cutting off edges. This thing is enormous. It's at least, I think, 6 feet long on the top. But it's pretty. And I like the way it looks now that it's blocked out. And the beads, and I'm glad that everything worked out. I finished it on Monday, and blocked it forever and a half, and I think I posted it to the Loopy U on Monday. But I like it. This will probably go to my grandmother. I'm a little torn just because this is finally a shawl that's big enough for me that actually feels like a shawl. But I'm going to be working on other larger shawls, so I think she can have this one. It will be enormous on her too. It won't go to like the floor or anything. It's definitely not as long. I would say maybe 3 feet-ish. So it won't go to the floor. It'll come close. But it won't go to the floor. So I like how this turned out. And I'm very happy to be done with it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy to be done with it. It does feel nice and soft. Next, finished objects. I finished my Plurk Podcaster Challenge hat, which I will attempt to put on over my ponytail. I'm not sure how well this is going to work. I have better pictures of it up on Ravelry. And my glasses don't make me want to see. Okay, there. So this is the Hermione's cable and eyelet hat pattern. I did this in Lion Brand Wool Ease in Heather Gray. I don't think I ever actually said that. But I really like how it turned out. I'm very happy with it. But evidently I was not happy enough. I'll show you that in the works in progress. But I really like how it turned out. And I know that there are at least 2 people knitting along with me. There's Heather MD, Heather WB, and Elizabeth MD, who are knitting along with me, and both of their patterns, hats, look awesome so far. I only have 2 more finished objects. Next one is another hat. This is the Cable Chapeau. It is Becky from Addicted to Yarn's pattern for the Plurk Podcaster Challenge. And everything looks funny because I have a ponytail, but my hair looks weird. It dried funny, and I don't really want to have it down right now. But I like it. I like how it turned out. I thought that this bill was going to kill me because at first I was doing the brim according to the pattern. Big mistake. I literally wound up throwing it across the room. I was so frustrated with it. But instead I did the Capitaine brim and I like it a lot better. It's not as stiff, but it holds its own. And instead of doing seed stitch, yeah, I think it was either seed stitch or ribbon. I don't remember. I just did garter stitch because I didn't want to think anymore. I was like, I want to be done with this hat. But I really like the way it turned out. I'm planning on giving this away for Christmas, but I may have to make another one for myself. And this is Loops and Threads Impeccable in the burgundy colorway. It's the store brand at Michael's. So just acrylic. Nothing real fancy. And my last finished object is the Solka Scarflet. And this is for Domesticated Darlings Knit Along. And it's cute. I never really think of myself as much of a cowl person, but I'm starting to like them, as you will see in my works in progress too. But it has these 3 cute little buttons with the matching buttonholes, and it just goes around the neck, and it was a really quick knit. Granted, I was working on every other project under the sun at the same time, so I probably could have finished it in like a day if I wanted to, and wasn't working on anything else. There we go. So it's cute. It'll definitely come in handy come winter time. I will find a way to wear it. Or it will go to someone else for Christmas. We'll see. There's a lot of things that are just sort of going in the pile, and then I'm going to decide what people are getting for Christmas. And this is, this is Lion Brand Woolies Chunky in the eggplant colorway. I got a lot of Lion Brand because I had coupons for Joann's, and if I didn't have any bulky yarn. I tried knitting this with the Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick, which is a super bulky yarn, and I didn't notice that the pattern called for bulky yarn, and I couldn't figure out why the cables were being such a pain. And it was much faster once I moved to the bulky weight yarn. And I like it. It's actually surprisingly soft. I think it's, what, 80% wool, 20% acrylic? But it's really soft, and I like it. And hopefully someone else likes it too, depending on who winds up getting it in the long run. Works in progress. So, I love my Hermione cable and lace hat that I did for my Blurk Podcaster Challenge. I was working on this and several other projects, either during class, during breaks, or during breaks in lab, or, before class or whatever. So, my classmates know all about the Podcaster Challenge, know all about Camp Loopy. So when I was working on this hat, one of my friends said to me, "Oh, I would really love a hat like that, but I don't really wear," I forget what she called it. I call these beanies, and evidently that's a West Coast thing. I think she called it a toboggan, but for me, toboggan means like the one with the brim. I don't know. I don't know different hat names. But she said, "I don't really wear toboggans. Do you have any patterns for like the slouchy hat?" I think she called them like a mushroom hat. And I said, "No, but I can figure out how to make one." So I cast on, I think I did the ribbing and it was done, and I was waiting for my cabled chapeau to get off my double points so I could use those. And I started the actual lace part last night, and I'm already halfway through the second repeat. But what I did is a bit of a hybrid between... It's based on the same hat from the same movie. One is the Hermione's Cable and Eyelet hat. The other is Hermione Hearts Ron. And it's based off the same hat, and the two patterns basically give you the same hat. The only difference is the Hermione Hearts Ron is done on size 3s and has 12 cables. And the thing that I really love about that hat is with the 12 cables, she does, when you get to the decreases, so this one has 10 cables. And it just does a basic, you know, you're decreasing between the cables and then they all come up and do pretty little point. And that's perfectly fine. What you can do with the 12 cables, which I'm definitely planning on doing on this, is you start the same way where you're decreasing between the cables. Then every other cable you decrease down to a point, and it winds up looking like a really pretty snowflake. I will link to the pattern in the show notes, but it's gorgeous. And I was really trying to figure out a way to do it on that hat, but with 10, you wind up with something that kind of looks like a pentagram, and yeah. So this is actually a pretty quick knit. I'm hoping... No, I'm probably just going to work on this next week during class. This will be my bring to class / school knitting. Because on Monday I will definitely have plenty of time to work on this. My husband and I carpool because we're both students and he works. And for the most part it works out so that we have to be there and we get off at the same time. Mondays, I'm done at 12. I'm actually usually done earlier than that. But my husband doesn't get off work till 5. So I will have lunch with him at 12. He's back to work at 1. I'll go to open lab, I'll knit, I'll study, do all that fun stuff. But I'm there till 5. This is so coming with me on Monday. Because I will have stuff to do. But my biggest thing for this week is my clinical paperwork, which I can't even start until Tuesday when I meet my patient. So I can't really be working on it on Monday. So this is for sure coming with me on Monday. And I'm really looking forward to see how this turns out. And yeah. I'll show my other work in progress and then I will explain why I just started laughing. Oh, no, this is attached to that ball. I have 2 balls of the same color yarn, so I can't really tell which one's attached to which project. My other work in progress is the Hermione's Fingerless Mitts, which is the knit along for the Miss Ellie Knits podcast. I was working on these, and I ran into a small problem. This, I will begin with saying, this is my first set of gloves, or fingerless mitts, or anything like that. I have done one afterthought heel in the past, and that makes total sense to me, because you continue going in the pattern, it's the same diameter afterwards, after the heel. This thumb is confusing the ever-living hell out of me. I would very much appreciate someone who knows what they're doing to explain this to me because the pattern is not helping. Okay, so for the pattern, it says, once you get to row 26, whenever you have, okay, I got up to this is the thumb gusset. I got up to the number of stitches where you put in the waist yarn. I put in the waist yarn. That made total sense to me. Then it says, on first needle, work in cable and eyelet stitch to marker, remove it, put the remaining 18 stitch, it's actually 19 stitches on waist yarn, They will be worked later to make your thumb. Rejoin for working in the round and on other needles work in cable and eyelet stitch. And then it says go on working in cable and eyelet stitch until your glove measures 4 inches or to the desired length. I don't understand those instructions. I thought that I understood it, but I guess I really don't. Okay. This is my problem. When it says put remaining 18 stitches on waste yarn, rejoin for working in the round, I'm pretty sure that it says to do what I've already done, because I've done the next row. You know, I slipped them back onto the left-hand needle, reworked them with the actual yarn, not the waste yarn. Here is what I'm trying to figure out. Because it then says, go on working around in cable and eyelet stitch until your glove measures 4 inches. Here is my problem. Okay. I have to fight with the double points for a sec to get this on. Alright. So, all of this makes sense to me. This is a really awkward position to put my thumb in. This waste yarn will be removed and make a hole. So these gray stitches will be on this side of my thumb. I get that. What I don't get is how to reconcile the increased diameter of the glove. Because you added 19 stitches, because it was 44 before, you added 19. Obviously, this part of your hand is not as thick as this plus the thumb. Am I supposed to just go around those stitches? If so, how did they get reattached? I just really don't understand, and I haven't been able to see any previously done patterns that will show me what this part of the hand looks like. Because 19 or 18, as the pattern says, does not work for adding another section of the pattern. The pattern is 18 stitches. It's knit 6, purl 5. So you can't add another section in, and beyond that, I don't think you're supposed to. Because from seeing other pictures, I'm pretty sure that I'm seeing this cable right here going up and being on this part of the hand. I don't understand what I am supposed to do. So if anyone can explain this to me, I would greatly appreciate it. Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I really don't. And I want to be able to finish this in time for the Park Podcaster Challenge. I know that the first one won't be as much of a pain, or the second one won't be as much of a pain as the first, but dear Lord, I don't know what I'm doing. Everything else made sense to me until I saw waste yarn and I don't know. Yeah, it just says in cable and eyelet stitch because I don't know. It's going to be too many stitches to just be around this part of my hand. But if you just go around, it doesn't say anything about picking up stitches. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. Someone please help me. I'm gonna put a cry out on Plurk. Because I really don't. No idea. And then once you get to the thumb, it just says, gently remove waste yarn, join for working in the round, and make 10 rows of twisted 1x1 rib. Which makes sense. So, I totally get that this red is going to go away, and it will be a circle, and it will go around the thumb, and then go up to cover the thumb. Well, not entirely cover. I just don't understand how this part works with the rest of the hand. I have been looking on tutorials, and I feel like I'm seeing people doing waste yarn, and then these stitches are somehow off the needle, and I don't understand how that works. So if anyone can clarify for this for me, or point me in a more in-depth tutorial, I guess, I'll be looking, but I want to finish these mitts because they're actually really quick once I'm focusing on them. Okay, my last work in progress, which is not causing me grief, is the cabled cowl, and this is for the Yarnivore podcast knit along. My things don't puff out at the right point. This is going to be a ginormous cowl. It is a good 8 inches wide, so it will be nice and warm. I'm looking forward to having this done. I'm doing it out of Lion Brand Jiffy yarn. I think it was the wine colorway. There's too many shades of burgundy in this room. But I like how it's coming along. The only thing that I don't like so much about this is that I do actually have to pay attention to the pattern because it is over like 54 stitches, and there's, you know, a panel A, panel B, panel A. And I never remember, you know, which one's supposed to get the cable when. So what I've been doing is trying to do one full repeat, which is 18 rows each day. Like just sitting down for like an hour and just doing a repeat. Not putting it down in between so I don't forget where I am, because I'm bad at reading cables. But I really like this, and I'm going to enjoy how it turns out. I know I am. I think I figured that it would take 8 pattern repeats. So I'm getting there. I think I just finished 3. And I do like it. It's nice and soft and fuzzy. Okay. This week, I actually have a stash enhancement. Yeah. It's going to probably be my last one for a while because I think my husband's gonna kill me. Okay, to be fair, most of it was either for him or because of Camp Loopy. So, after I uploaded my picture, I got a little message from Sherry from Lubiu saying, oh, check out the September 12th blog to see how to get your Wollmeise. So what she was doing was, you didn't have to buy something to get your Wollmeise, but if you wanted it now, you could order something and get it. And of course I wanted something. I actually had seen the yarn that I got. So I ordered, this is Studio June yarn, and it is the Sunshine and Rainbows colorway, which I absolutely had to have, because it's me in a skein of yarn. It's happy and fun and rainbow. How do I not get something that's rainbow? I love it. This is totally going to be a pair of socks for me. I know that I usually don't like doing really pretty socks because then they're in your shoes. But I want these to be my happy socks. I want to be able to wear these to class, like, on test days. I can't wear them with my uniform, obviously, because they're not white, but I like them very much. I've heard other people say that they found this yarn scratchy. I don't. It might be because my hands are, you know, defective from using so much of the alcohol sanitizer at work. But whatever. I love it. I am so in love with this yarn. No lie. And it's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, fingering weight 435 yards. I actually had to order needles to get, I didn't have any size 2, and I really want to try 2 at a time with these. So I got 2 pairs of size 2 Chow lace needles, which are actually supposed to be coming today. They'll probably just get put in the mailbox because they fold up pretty compactly. I need to put this down because I'm just going to keep staring at the colors. I love it. Of course, the other half of my Loopy U order was because I finished Camp Loopy. So I think, if I remember correctly, this shows up not mirrored on the blog. But just in case it is, it says, "Congratulations, we hope..." Okay, I can't read this mirrored. "We hope you had fun participating in Camp Loopy this summer. We loved having you along for the ride. In celebration of completing all 3 projects on time, enjoy your Volmisa and pattern. We look forward to having you join us for another adventure next summer. As always, we're here to keep you stocked with new yarn and projects from Loopy U. Love, Sherry and the Loopy U elves." So, first off is the pattern, and these are the Noura socks, Noura socks, exclusively for the Loopy U. I am not crazy about lace socks, but they're pretty. I might, I don't know, do these for someone else, maybe? I don't know. I always feel like I'm sticking my toes through the holes when I'm trying to put them on, and then, like, they stretch funny, and I may wind up making them, though. We'll see. Or saving them for another, you know, you need to make a cable sock pattern. But the part that you have all been waiting for. Yesterday I was trying to figure out whether I should show it or not because I wasn't sure if we were all getting the same color. Evidently we are not, so I'm showing mine. I have not seen anyone else get this. It is the Dark Magnolia colorway, and it's kind of showing up true to color. It's pretty true to color, but it doesn't seem as pretty on the camera as it is in real life. And I was trying last night to take, that's pretty close. I was trying desperately last night to take pictures of them, and none of them were showing up right. And Will was explaining to me that because dark purple is actually one of, it's really like a dark fuchsia, but he called it dark purple. Dark purple is actually one of the hardest colors for humans to see, and because of that, the programming for color recognition is also severely lacking for it. So it's really hard for cameras to accurately portray the color. This is, yeah, this is actually pretty true to color. So I'm happy about that. It's so freaking pretty. Seriously. I am so happy. I actually... Okay. I do love the color brown. I love all colors. Come on. I love the color brown, but I've been seriously having nightmares that I put forth all of this effort for Camp Loopy, and then I got a really ugly shade of brown Volmisa. Like, it looked like dirt or something. Yes, I actually had nightmares about getting crappy skein of Wollmeise. But I didn't. I am very happy with this. I have no idea what it will be. It will probably be a shawl because it is fingering weight 100% merino, or superwash merino. And it's 574 yards. Dang. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a shawl. I don't know which one. And I would, of course, appreciate any input on which pattern it should go with. I mean, it's pretty much tonal or semi-solid, however you want to look at it. So it can go with pretty much any pattern. It does smell good. I can't put my finger on what it smells like, but everyone keeps saying that it smells good, and it really does. I can't put my finger on what it smells like, though. But yeah, I'm so excited about this. I was at home yesterday waiting for the mailman, and when he came, I literally squeed, and he was like, okay. No, the mail people know me, and they know how I get when I'm waiting for my yarn, so they know I'm a little crazy. Because it doesn't happen very often. I love it. And my last new thing is actually two new things. I got 2 skeins of Cascade Heritage sock yarn. Just black. And I made sure that the colorways match just in case I do wind up using them together. The main reason I got these at my local yarn store because I was going to get them, either have Sherry at the Loopy like special order them because they carry the sock yarn but they didn't have black, or get them from, you know, Jimmy Beans or Webb's. But then I would have had to pay for shipping. So I looked at the local yarn shop that I knew carried the Cascade, and they had it, and it was only 50 cents more a skein, but less the at least $4 worth of shipping. So totally worth it. And it's nice and soft and squishy. The main reason I got at least the one skein, because it's 437 yards, which should be enough, is to go with my Brights Rainbow from Highland Handmaids that Katie from Knittin' on the Fly got me for my birthday / my wedding. And I have not yet decided whether this will be for the Daybreak shawl or for the My Wish shawl. What I'm planning on doing once the podcast challenge is done and I've finished all of that is to cast on with this and see what it looks like in just stockinette of this alone. I have a feeling I know what the stripes are going to look like, and I very much like the stripes. I want to see what this... I know that Heather rescanned it, so I could sort of see what it would look like, but I want to see if this color can stand up to having a full just stockinette section where you're just focusing on this color before if I did the Daybreak. Or in my case, the Fake Break. For whatever reason, I'm okay with paying for the My Wish shawl, even though I'm pretty sure the donation part is done. But I don't really want to pay for Daybreak because I feel like everyone else has paid for Daybreak, and yeah. Because $5 is a lot. If someone wants to buy me the pattern, I will happily accept it, but I will spend money on yarn. Spending money on a pattern, when I have money, I will do that, and I will support designers, but I literally can't do that right now. Yeah. So, one of the skeins, or one and a part, will be for the shawl with the Brights Rainbow, and I'm so looking forward to that. The other skein, and or what's left over, is actually going to be my husband's Christmas gift. I am planning on making him a set of fingerless gloves. Every every time I say that, he does the the fingerless gloves from the Lonely Island's Boombox music video. Yeah, we're dorks. But he really wants a set for in the winter. We don't really like running the heater a lot in the house. But there are some days that it does get below freezing in the winter. And he wants them to be able to type, to be able to mess with his phone. He's actually probably going to be getting an iPhone soon because he has an almost 3-year-old BlackBerry, which is on its last legs. And since we're on AT&T, we can get the iPhone for free with the upgrade, whatever. I don't know. So he may be getting an iPhone, which I'm very much looking forward to. Because trying to work his phone, can't stand it. But he'll be able to type, text, drive with these. So I'm probably not going to be doing a pattern. It will probably just be, ribbing on the edges and stockinette in the middle. Because he's not really one for intricate patterns. He likes functional. If there is some left over, because it is 430 something yards, I might make him a little beanie. I think he has one already. Might make him another one. He looks cute in beanies. I was actually hoping to have him as my special guest because I believe this is the last recording during the podcaster challenge that I will be doing. My next recording will probably be after the deadline. Knit along, all that fun stuff has to be done by the 22nd, which is Thursday. And pictures need to be posted by the 27th. On the 27th, I will lock the thread. All the podcasters will lock their threads. And at that point, you can vote. I will post a link to the Clerk Podcaster Challenge, the various boards, because there are a bunch of different categories to vote for. And I highly encourage you vote. I think the only one that I'm really pushing for votes for is the Super Podcaster Award, because I totally deserve that. It's for the podcaster that knits along with another podcaster's knit along. I have so far finished 2. I will for sure finish 4 by the time the challenge is done. 4 different podcasters' patterns. And I'm doing 2 of my own for the pattern they gave me. And I'm a full-time nursing student. I am not a stay-at-home mom. I am not a stay-at-home anything. I work my butt off, and I still have managed to do 4 different podcasters' projects. I want my recognition, because I know I'm not going to get any of the other categories because I don't have as many viewers. But I can get that one. So you should vote. Yes, that is my small rant, because I think that voting is a little dumb. Because technically the way that this works is it's done by voting, which makes sense for, favorite whatever. Does not at all make sense for the Super Podcaster Award. Because by that logic, someone who knits one project along with another podcaster, if they have a buttload of viewers, they could get more votes than someone who knit along with 4. Which doesn't make any sense. So yeah. I will be doing that. I will be pushing that a lot. But realistically, you should vote for the other podcasters that really are eligible for certain awards. I would not consider mine most altered pattern for the slouchy hat. I would consider... I think the only one I've seen that's really, really altered is Erin from Mommy Needs Yarn, because she basically took the shape and changed everything else about it. Um, as much as I don't want to give her all the prizes, yeah. But just vote, watch the other podcasts. Vote for me for the Super Podcaster because I am working my butt off. Seriously. Like, my fingers should probably be bleeding. Nursing school is short this week. I just have all we were doing was doing medication administration in the lab. Fun fact, evidently, hot dogs, especially the ones with the skin on them, are most similar to human skin when you're doing intradermal injections. So if you've ever had a TB skin test, I feel like that's really the only one that you would ever do intradermal. It's where you go right about here on the arm and you're just doing it right under the skin and you get the little bubble. TB test is really the only thing I've seen for that. There might be some other medications that do it, but I have not encountered any yet. And then for subcutaneous, we used the little mannequins. That's under the skin but above the muscle. And intramuscular, which is into the muscle, we used oranges, which evidently the most closely approximates, getting through the skin, getting through the subcutaneous tissue, and getting into the muscle. With the big 1.5-inch needles. So we had to bring oranges and hot dogs to lab, which was fun. But a lot of it is just practicing, being sure that you can accurately read and withdraw medications from vials, from ampules, mixing up doses, all that. Lot of insulin. Which kinds you can combine in the same vial, which ones you can't. The different properties of the different kinds, the immediate insulin, the long-acting, intermediate acting, all of that. So it was interesting, but very slow compared to clinical, which I have this week, which I'm looking forward to. I also have the Lamp of Learning ceremony, which is supposed to be our introduction to the nursing profession. They haven't really explained what's going on. I'm going because I'm going to be there anyway. I will let you know how that goes. Hopefully I will have pictures. I am in this episode's show notes. I'm going to post some pictures from nursing school that we have so far. Obviously, we don't have any from the hospital because we can't take photos in the hospital because it violates patient privacy. But we take loads in the lab. So I'll be posting some of the photos from there, and they're highly entertaining. So that's pretty much it. I have a medication calculation exam. You have to pass with at least a 90% because you have to be able to calculate dosage correctly. Hold on. Sorry. And that is on Monday, and I am not worried about that because it's dimensional analysis, and I have been doing that since high school and all through college because I was a biology major. So I'm very comfortable with it, and I'm just looking forward to having it done. And being back in the hospital. I think we're also having a blood drive at the School of Nursing, and I should probably give to that. Yeah, this week should be more interesting than last week as far as nursing school goes. The one last thing that I wanted to mention because of the fingerless gloves is I have been listening to a lot of satirical music or parodies, whatever you want to call them, musical comedy. The one that I want to talk about this week is The Lonely Island. I flippin' love them. They wake me up in the morning, like on the drive to school, and just put me in a good mood. If you watch Saturday Night Live, you have probably seen their sketches. Obviously, they are not child friendly. So I would highly suggest checking them out. If you appreciate comedy, I love them. The music videos just crack me up. Go to YouTube, search The Lonely Island, and watch the music videos, and if you're like my brother, you won't laugh, because I don't know. I showed my brother the music video for Dick in a Box, and the only time he started laughing was when they said Kwanzaa. I don't understand what goes through that boy's head. He did not laugh the entire rest of the video, and it made me extraordinarily sad. I think he does appreciate Cool Guys Don't Look at Explosions, though, probably because it's basically like he's singing it. My brother's a redneck. A redneck who does not understand humor very well. But I love him. So yeah, go check them out. Boombox with Julian Casablancas, who is the lead singer of The Strokes. I think he's doing solo work now. But you'll totally understand the fingerless gloves after watching that video. It's a goofy thing with my husband and I. We just will, start singing part of a song and the other one will start cracking up. But yeah, that's about it. I leave you with the happy note. Look at the colors. I don't understand how someone can look at this and not be happy. I really don't. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how these turn out for socks. So yeah, until next week, have a good week. The weather's starting to cool down here, and fall is slowly but surely approaching, and I cannot wait until I can wear my hats all the flippin' time. I wore them on Friday because it was a high of 70. It's supposed to be 80s this week, so I don't think I can pull that off, but meh. Okay, have fun. Knit along with other podcasters. Check out everyone in the Plurk Podcaster Challenge. And once the polls open on the 27th, be sure to vote for the Super Podcaster Award. Because quite frankly, I deserve it. That is the one time I'm going to be tooting my own horn, is for this, because I've been working my butt off. And yeah. So, until next time, see you later.